Okay. Is the screen visible for you people?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So we'll recap what we learned in the previous class. What we learned is this is pinion, this is the gear. The driver is pinion and the driven is the gear. And speed of pinion N1, number of teeth on pinion is Z1. In gear, speed of gear is N2 and number of teeth on gear is taken as Z2. And the first step is to from ratio equation, velocity ratio equation, number of teeth. We find out Z1, select Z1 such that Z2 is not a fractional value. That is the first step. Second step is to find Lewis form factor depending upon whether it's 14.5 degree involute or 20 degree involute or 20 degree stub tooth involute. Three types of profiles are there. So whatever the profile that's given in the problem, for that we need to choose the equations, find out Lewis form factors for both gear and pinion. Then gear and pinion to be made strong. Then find out Yg by Yp ratio. Then go to materials table. Choose two materials, suitable materials in steel category and cast iron category. No alloys. Okay. So choose such that the ratio of the static stress of pinion and gear are almost equal to ratio of gear to pinion Lewis form factor. Then find out weaker of the gear pair. So by sigma naught GYG will give you for gear and sigma naught PYP, whichever value is less. So that gear is going to be the weaker of the gear pair, and further design is going to be based on the weaker of the two. Then what we learned is surface velocity pi mz n by 60,000, whichever is weaker in the gear pair, we use z and n values of that. Then we get V in terms of module. Then tangential tooth load Ft in terms of module we get using equation 1000 P into Cs by V. Service factor if not given, we are going to take it as 1.5. Initially for compact design we take B is equal to 10M for compact design. Then substitute the values of B, Ft and V in Lewis equation and then get M cube Cv desired. Okay. After that, what we do is initially we assume Cv to be equal to 0.5. Then M cube Cv desired equality will have a value. Find out M. Take standard value of module from table 12.2. So for that standard value of module, find out velocity. So in turn from velocity, you find out Cv. So standard module multiplied by actual Cv that you get from velocity. That will give you M cube Cv actual. It should be almost slightly greater than M cube Cv desired. Then finalize with the velocity of tangential tooth load and the face width. Face width is to be calculated from Lewis equation. Go to dynamic load equation, get the value of the dynamic factor C. That is by taking error. So error how we will take? By knowing what is the velocity, go to error, find the error, then go to table 12.12. Then look for a combination of material of K pinion and gear, get the value of C, substitute, get the value of dynamic load. After that, we need to go for wear load, essentially given by D1 BQ into K. Q is 2Z2 by Z1 plus Z2. K is sigma endurance square sine pressure angle divided by 1.4 of 1 by EP plus 1 by EG. This you can take it as 2 into 10 power 5 for both pinion and gear. Endurance strength is given by 2.76 into BHN minus 70. So what we need to do is initially assume BHN of say 200 or 250 or 300. Get the endurance value, substitute in K value, K equation, get the value of K, multiply that K to Q, B and D1. D1 is M into Z1. See that FW, keep doing it, keep increasing the value of it, the BHN value, hardness value, till we get FW greater than FD. Okay. So when then we can say design is safe. These are the steps involved in design of a spur gear. Right. Next. What you do is just note down the list of tables that are used in spur gear design. Just note down these tables and page numbers into your notebook. Please note down this table numbers. Note down the table numbers. This is Z suffix 1. Okay, not Z to the side is 1, it is Z suffix 1. Keep your data handbooks with you, okay? So the service factor, if not given, we will take it as 1.5. Otherwise, if the condition is given, go to table 12.8. Choose the appropriate value, whether it's medium shock or heavy shock, or what is the number of hours of operation. Accordingly, we choose the value of service factor CS. This is to be used in tangential tooth load equation given by 1000 P into CS by V. Note it down. Shall we move on?
Wait a second.
Yeah.
Done, sir.
Yeah. So we gone through, all of you have gone through the procedure, design procedure of spur gear? At least once?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we'll start with the problem. Note down the problem. Normally the gear designs will be for entire 20 marks, or worst case it's going to be 16 marks. Okay. So one full question will be there on gear design. Okay. Note down. Design a spur gear drive. Design a spur gear drive. Required to transmit 55 kilowatt. Required to transmit 55 kilowatt. That is the power P. Okay. 55 kilowatt. Okay. At 800 RPM of pinion. 800 RPM of pinion. That is the value of N1. The speed ratio is to be 3.2:1. That is the speed ratio I. Okay. The speed ratio is to be 3.2:1. The teeth are to be 20° full depth involute. Okay. This is 20° FDI. That's all is given. So you are given with the power that is to be transmitted, okay, speed of the pinion, and velocity ratio 3.2. So we need to design the gear completely given. It is a 20° pressure angle, full depth involute gear. Is that okay? Are you there? Have you noted down? Okay.
Yes.
So don't do anything. I'll explain stage by stage. Then you can start noting down into your notebook. Don't write blindly from the screen as of now. Please keep watching the screen. Right? So we know I is equal to N1 by N2. That's given as 3.2. So the speed of pinion is given as 800. Velocity ratio is 3.2. So therefore, we get the value of N2 to be 250 RPM. That is 800 divided by 3.2. We are going to get 250 RPM. First step. So here, as I said, we need to select Z1 such that Z2 is not a fractional value. So we know N1 by N2 is nothing but 3.2. I select Z1. I can select 25. Okay, I can select 15 also. Correct? So 15 multiplied by, so always remember, for a 20-degree full depth involute profile, minimum number of teeth is how many? How many is the minimum number of teeth? Yeah, it is how much? That we saw on the table, in the table, no, for minimum number of teeth on pinion. Okay, so that's according to 12.4b. Go there, go to the table there and check. Go to table 12.4b, page number 230. Minimum number of teeth for 20-degree full depth involute is how many it is? Yeah,
12, sir.
it is
12, sir.
12. So if I use 12, yeah, I am not going to get Z2 as a whole number. So therefore, what I do is, so minimum is 12. I'll choose Z1 to be equal to 15 for compact design. I can even take 25 also, but it will not make the design compact. So therefore, I will not choose 25. I'll choose 15. So 15 multiplied by 3.2 will give me Z2 to be equal to 48 number of teeth. Is that okay? This is how you need to select number of teeth on pinion and get number of teeth on gear. Could you understand this now up to this? Okay?
Yes.
And then once you find out Z1 and Z2, you need to find out Lewis form factor on pinion and gear. So for 20-degree FDI, please look at this equation 0.154 minus 0.912 by Z. There's an equation in your data handbook. Look for that equation. Okay. So for pinion, you substitute Z1. For gear, you substitute Z2. Get the value of Lewis form factor for pinion, Lewis form factor for gear, and then find out what is the ratio of YG to YP. Okay. Could you understand two steps now, as of now?
Yes,
Yeah?
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah. Please note down this much. Then we'll go to selection of material. Please note down this much.
So how did we select Z1 as 25 teeth, sir?
I did not select Z1 as 25. I selected 15. Okay. I did not select. I have written Z1 25. Okay.
Yes.
But
Yes.
I have chosen Z1 to be equal to 15 for compact design. Okay. How
Yes, sir.
it is, please go back to the procedure and check. We should select Z1. Minimum number of teeth for a 20-degree full depth involute from table 12.4b is 12. So minimum I need to choose is 12 number of teeth. But if I choose 12 only, a 12 into 3.2 will not give me Z2 as a whole number. What I'm going to get is a fraction. So I avoid this. Minimum is 12. So beyond that, I can take any value. Okay. So therefore,
Yes.
I have taken 15. 15 multiplied by 3.2 will give me whole number of Z2. Even 25 also will give me the same. But what will happen? Number of teeth on pinion is also more, and multiplied by 3.2, how much you are going to get? I'm going to get 80. Correct? Huh? Are you there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so it will make the gears bigger. So the gearbox becomes more larger. Okay, we need to have compact design all the time. So therefore, take 15 and solve the problem. In that case, so 15 and 48. Otherwise, if I choose 25, okay, it's going to be 25 and 80. So the gear size becomes bigger. Why gear size becomes bigger?
Sir, can you please repeat that, sir?
Which one?
That selecting two values, 25 and
No,
15.
no, man. See, I should choose Z1 such that Z2 is not a fractional value. Understand? Okay. So
Yes, sir.
N1 by N2 is 3.2 given in the problem. Okay. So I keep choosing Z1. Minimum number of teeth that I should choose is 12 according to table 12.4b. Okay. So I can choose any value beyond 12. Okay. So instead, so I can choose 15, I can choose 20, I can choose 25 also. Then also I'll get Z2 as whole number. But if I keep increasing Z1 value, what will happen? Z2 will also be more. So what will happen according to D is equal to M into Z1. Okay. According to this equation, what will happen? As the Z1 value is more, okay, diameter also will be more. If I substitute Z2 as bigger, diameter also is going to be bigger. So what will happen? Your gear size becomes bigger, then it will not become a compact design. You understand now? Have you understood?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So therefore, instead of choosing 20, 25, 30 for Z1, I select 15. Then my Z2 will become 48. Minimum I should choose is 12. So anything beyond 12 I can choose. So I am choosing 15 for compact design of the gearbox. You understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Note down, then find out Lewis form factor for both pinion and gear. YG by YP ratio you get is 1.4485. YG by YP ratio you get is 1.4485. Shall we go to the next slide?
Yes, sir.
Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So have you found out YG by YP ratio? What is the value?
Same, sir. 1.4485.
1.4485.
Okay. We'll move on to next. So next is to choose two materials from table 12.7. Choose two materials, okay, whose ratio of static stresses should be almost equal to that of YG by YP, that is 1.4485. So here, please take out table 12.7 in your data handbooks. Please go to table 12.7. Please go to table 12.7. Table 12.7 is in page number 234. Table 12.7 is in page number 234.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So there what I have to see, you have to choose only in the steels category. Do not go for alloy materials and plastic materials. So choose steel materials or forged steel or SA steel and so on. So for here, you have to work out a bit here, okay, to make it almost equal. The ratio of static stresses to be almost equal to that of ratio of Lewis form factors, okay. So here you have to work out by trial and error made a bit by taking two different materials at a time, okay. So what you need to get is 1.4485. Here I have chosen cast steel 0.2% carbon heat treated for pinion, cast steel 0.2% carbon untreated for gear, okay. By choosing these two materials, there is one more design thinking, okay, design theory, that we can take same material for both pinion and gear. Automatically what will happen? Pinion is going to be weaker, okay, right? So some designers will also do that way, but as of now, so you can do that, but now I don't adopt that. Okay, so what you need to do is choose any two materials, okay, and then find out their ratio. I have got sigma naught PYP. By choosing these materials, I got 1.39, which is almost close to 1.4 because 1.9 is 1.4. So this is almost close to 1.44. So therefore, I choose cast steel heat treated for pinion and cast steel untreated for gear. Okay, then find out sigma naught P is 193.2 megapascal from table. Sigma naught for gear is 138.3 megapascal. So find out sigma naught PYP, sigma naught GYG. Whichever value is lesser, that's going to be the weaker of the gear pair. So further design is going to be based on weaker of the gear pair. Are you there? Could you understand these two steps? Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Just note down these two steps, 3 and 4. Just note down 3 and 4. Don't jump to 5 and 6. Are these values same in 12.7? Did anyone check?
Yes, sir. It's correct.
Yes, sir. It's same.
193.2 and 138.3. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Just note down steps 3 and 4. Don't go rush for further. Finish, huh?
So what if both the values are same, sir?
Pardon me?
What if both the values are same, sir?
That is choosing one material for both, no?
Yes, sir.
So what will happen? Say suppose if I choose 193.2, okay? So by default, pinion is going to be weaker for all the designs. Okay, because I
Yes, sir.
choose 193.2 only here. But
Yes,
still for gear, because number of teeth is more, so you will have this value to be little more. So always
Okay, sir.
pinion is going to be weaker if you choose only one material for both pinion and gear. That's the difference.
Okay, sir.
Is it over? Shall we go to the next value? Next one?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Further design is based on what? Further design is
Pinion.
based on?
Opinion, sir.
That means what? I need to use the values of pinion. That is, static stress of pinion is 193.2. Number of teeth on pinion is how many? Number of teeth on pinion is
15.
15. That is the value of Z1. What is the speed of pinion? N1.
800 RPM.
N1 is
800.
800. Okay. So now next step is we need to find surface velocity V, that is given by pi d n by 60,000, that is pi mz into n by 60,000. Since further design is based on pinion, I need to use Z1 here and N1 here. Okay. Substituting that, simplifying, we are going to get V is equal to 0.628 times module meters per second. That is the surface velocity. Next, I need to find out tangential tooth load Ft, which is essentially given by 1000 P into Cs by V. Okay, so substituting power to be equal to 55 kilowatt given in the problem. Service factor, if not given, we are going to take it as 1.5, and velocity is 0.628 m. So what I am going to get is Ft to be equal to 131,302.8 by module. Okay, so we found out surface velocity, tangential tooth load. Is that okay? Are you there?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Note down these two steps. Note down these two steps. In this module, only one question will be there for entire 20 marks. Okay? Most of the time. Finished, huh? Is it over?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Are the values same as what I have got here? Please check your values.
Yes, sir. Sir.
Okay, that's okay. Ishant, you are there? Harshit? Check. Not there. Okay. Gunasagar, ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆಯಾ Gunasagar?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Danish, is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Gautam Sai, is it fine?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Right.
So,
Can you repeat how you took service factor? So
How you took? How you
service
took?
factor. Service
Service
factor is
factor.
1.5.
Service factor. Now for that, what you need to do is you go to table 12.8, page number 235.
Yes, sir.
Go there. You are there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So there may be light shock, heavy shock, medium shock, something like that is there.
Yes, sir. Type of
And in
load.
the middle column, you have got 8 to 10 hours of operation per day.
Yes, sir.
Correct? Huh? So you have various combinations over there. So if not given, we are going to take it as medium shock with 8 to 10 hours per day operation.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So that's how it is 1.5 is the value of service factor. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Fine. Shall we move on?
so 1 second.
Yeah.
So
Sir, I'm
FT
getting
value.
FPS 13169.4.
In the last,
Yes,
it is
sir.
369, sir.
One second.
1369.4.
131 point.
131, 369, sir, in the last.
Doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Don't worry about that. Okay.
Okay,
There
sir.
won't be much variation, so don't worry about that. So if it is 131, 3 up to whatever. Don't worry about that. Is that okay? Shall we move on? Any other doubt further?
No, sir.
Fine. We'll move on now. So what we have done so far is selection of number of teeth on pinion, calculation of number of teeth on gear. Then we found out Lewis form factor for both pinion and gear. Then we found out ratio of Lewis form factors. Then chosen the two materials for pinion and gear, and the ratio we made it almost equal to ratio of YG and YP. Then we calculated and found out weaker of the gear pair. In this case, we found that pinion is weaker. Then we found out surface velocity, we calculated in terms of module. Then tangential tooth load, we calculated something divided by module. Are you there? So next. Next job is to find out M cube CV desired. So before that, I need to choose B is equal to, we have to assume, this is the initial assumption, okay? B is equal to 10M is initial assumption that we make for gear to be compact, okay? B is equal to 10M. Now, go to Lewis equation, FT value we have found out just now, okay? Then sigma naught, okay, which value we use here? Because pinion is weaker, we use sigma naught of pinion, okay? Then CV retain as it is. B is 10M, 10 times module is what we take for compact design initially. Then what is the value of Y that we should do, what we should take? Y is of pinion again.
Pinion.
Because pinion is weaker, Y into M will remain as it is. Now cross multiply this M, okay? M into M into M. So that will become M cube and CV. So M cube CV desired, bring this 193.2.0932 pi and 10 to the left hand side. You will get M cube CV desired to be equal to 232.1. Please take this much and let me know whether there is variation in M cube CV desired. Just do up to that. Don't rush to next day, next steps.
It's correct, sir.
Okay, fine. So, others, anybody needing time here? Anybody
Yes, sir.
needing? Okay. If you finish, then tell yes, we'll go further. Okay.
Yes, sir. Done, sir.
Fine. Now, all of you please observe as to how to go about with iterations. Right? Don't rush. Don't keep taking down anything.
So
Now-
how is B value 10 meters, sir?
Yeah, that is in the design procedure. If you go back to design procedure, I given there, okay, where, yeah. So here I given face width initially assume B is equal to 10M. You have got an equation in gear design, per gear design, where B ranges from 9.5 M to 12.5 M. Okay. For the gear to be compact, I choose the lower value of 10 M. That's all. You can even choose 9.5 also. Okay. But I choose 10 into M as initial assumption. Got my point now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Come back to the problem. Yeah. So B is 10 mm. 10 mm is not millimeter. 10 times module. Okay. So 10 times module is the initial assumption. Then I get M cube CV desired. Now, what we need to do is initially assume CV to be equal to 0.5. That is the velocity factor 0.5. Substitute that CV here in this equation. Okay. So what you are going to get is the value of module 7.74 millimeter per tooth is what you are going to get after simplification. Now go to table 12.2. Go to table 12.2. So please take out your data handbook. Go to table 12.2. Go to table 12.2. Hope you are there at table
Yes, sir.
12.2. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So now the module after 7.74, next standard module, what we have is 8. Is 8 there?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
8. So I have chosen module 8 in the beginning. That is the next standard value of module is 8. So initially I assume CV to be 0.5. Substitute that CV into m cube CV desired equation. I will get a value of module 7.74. Go to table 12.2. Okay, take standard value of module, which is higher than this value that we have got. So next higher value is 8. Now what you need to do is V value we have found out in the previous section, previous solution, where we have found out V to be equal to 0.628 m. Correct? Are you all there? Are you all there? So
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
step 5 we have found out velocity in terms of module. Now you substitute module value of 8 here, you will get a velocity 0.628 into 8. You will get the value of surface velocity to be equal to 5.024. Okay. Then go to equations. There are set of equations. Chaitanya, yesterday you said no. CV equations 12.6 ABCD, you know.
Yes, sir.
So 12.5 CED, sir.
12.5
CBE.
CED. So for up to 5 meters per second, CV is given by 3.05 by 3.05 plus V. Okay, this V is 5.024 that we calculated. You will get CV as 0.3778. Now, M cube CV actual will be 8 cube. Okay, that is the module, standard module. CV from velocity, we got it as 0.3778. Then for that, what we are going to get is 193.4. You got what it is? So here what the inference that we can make is that M cube CV actual is 193.4, whereas M cube CV desired is 232.1. So therefore, we discard module 8 and go for next higher module. Could you understand how to do this iteration here?
Can you explain
Yes,
the
sir.
last step once again, sir?
Oh yeah, tell me. Tell me.
So can you explain the last step once again, sir?
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, sir. Can you repeat, sir?
Yeah, I'll repeat that. M cube CV desired is 232.1. This we know. Initially, assume CV to be equal to 0.5. Substitute in M cube CV desired equation. So this CV will go to right hand side. You will get module as some 7.74 in this case. Okay. Then go to table 12.2. Take standard value of module, which is going to be 8 from table 12.2. Okay, go to step number 5. Okay, go to step number 5, where you have got velocity to be equal to 0.628 times module. Take the standard module here, multiply it by 0.628, you will get a value of V as 5.024 meter per second. Then go to table equation 12.5 CDE. Up to some 8 meters per second, velocity factor CV is given by 3.05 by 3.05 plus V. Maybe it is 3 by 3 plus V also in your data handbook. Okay, so don't worry about that. So you will get a value of CV to be 0.3778. Initially we assumed is 0.5, but actually we got is how much? 0.3778. Okay, so multiply this value of CV 0.3778 to the cube
So that
root
equation is 12.6A, sir.
12.68. Okay,
Yes, sir.
right. Fine. In Spurgear only you have to check. Check in
Page number
Spurgear.
205, sir.
Check in Spurgear.
12.6,
Yeah,
sir.
page number 205. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Check in only
205, 12.6a, sir.
12.6a. Others, please note, it is 12.6a, page number 205. This equation is available. In Spurgear design only, you should check. So you get 0.3778. Multiply this CV value to the standard module 8 cube. So that is m cube CV actual is what you are going to get. In m cube CV actual, standard module that we have taken is 8. So 8 cube. Actual CV is 0.3778. Multiply those two, we are going to get 193.4, which is m cube CV actual. Compare m cube CV actual to m cube CV desired. So m cube CV actual is less than m cube CV desired. So we discard and move on to next module. That will go little later once you note it down. Any doubt? Got the clarity now?
So the assumption CV equal to 0.5, is that a general assumption that we make
It's a,
in all?
it's a general assumption. You have to start with 0.5.
Okay, sir.
Okay. See, it is nothing. What it means is, okay, who is that who asked?
So, Suman.
Suman. Okay. So what the meaning is that sigma naught is multiplied by CV, correct? Huh? So if I take CV to be 0.5, that means I am considering only 50% of sigma naught value of 193.2. That's all it means. Okay.
Oh, okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah, that means its strength, that is the tensile strength of the material, we are reducing it by 50%.
50%.
That's the initial assumption that we make.
Okay, sir.
Right?
Okay.
Please note down this step, then we'll go to next iteration. Did you finish?
Yes, sir.
Shall we go to
Yes,
next
sir.
page? Yeah. Now, what you people should do is, since m cube CV actual with m is equal to 8 was found to be less than m cube CV desired. Next, what we do is, we start with module 9. Please check whether module 9 is there a standard value.
Choice 2, sir.
Okay, doesn't matter. For classroom design, if we can choose the choice 2 as well. Okay. So for module 9, okay, for module 9, what is the value of V that we get? 9 into 0.628. What is the value?
5.65.
5.65 meters per second is what I got over here also. Now, for 5.65 velocity, what is the value of CV? 3 by 3 plus V?
0.35.
0.3505. Others, are you there? Others, could you follow what is done here?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Fine. So for module 9, we got V to be equal to 5.65 meters per second. Velocity factor is found to be 0.3505. So from this, 0.3505 multiplied by 9 cube will give you m cube CV actual. How much is that you are getting now? What is the value of m cube CV actual? Please calculate.
255.56.
Excellent. Okay, 255.5.
255.56.
That's fine. So m cube CV actual of 255.5 is greater than m cube CV desired 232.1. Correct? Huh? You all agree?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So therefore, adopt module is equal to 9, CV is equal to 0.35, V is equal to 5.65 meters per second. Please write that as. So you have class again. Kirti's class is there now.
We have open elective.
Open elective.
What time? 2:40 or what?
3 o'clock.
2:40. 3 o'clock. Huh? Anyway, let me finish in 5 minutes. Note down this much. For module 9, please do calculations and write adopt m is equal to 9, CV is equal to 0.3505, V is 5.65 meters per second.
Yes, sir.
Finished, huh? Okay. Next is dynamic load. I think. Okay. Next is 2 more steps are there to find out dynamic load and wear load. Okay. I think that will take up on Saturday. All of you. Okay. My advice to all of you: please go through the design procedure. Okay. Please go through the design procedure. And whatever that we have done so far, please go through before you come for next class. We'll complete that problem and then go to the second problem. So up to module, if you do, you will get 10 out of 20 marks. That is done over there. Okay. So by Saturday,